A special horseback trail has been opened to help children with sensory disabilities.
The weather will be changing a bit for the 4th of July. We'll have the complete holiday forecast coming up.
Coming up in sports, we'll check in with Coach Alfonso Freeney and the Sacs Wildcats. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Good evening, and thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News for Monday, July 3rd, 2023. I'm Mike Stedham.
And I'm Katie Edwards.
Children across East Alabama with special needs now have their own place to ride horses and interact with nature. The Sassy Tales Outreach Program has created a quarter-mile-long trail that offers children with disabilities a wide range of sensory experiences. The trail is the idea of Sherry Brown of Cleburne County, who partnered with the McClellan chapter of the Backcountry Horsemen of America to make it a reality. She says this is a project that is close to her own heart.
And my daughter has Down syndrome, and so I just kind of had this dream to provide an activity with special needs kids and horses, and it's really worked out.
From her family experience, Brown says that she knows about the very special bond that can be formed between those children and the horses they ride.
The connection that you have with the horse is just it's just unreal how they have a connection. They don't care if you can see them, they don't care what color you are, they don't care. They just connect with you for who you are, and they accept them for who they are.
At a recent ribbon-cutting ceremony on the trail, Cassidy Nance of the McClellan Development Authority said it's a great addition to the diversity of programs that are being offered at the former Army base.
It's going to be a full day of activities Tuesday at Oxford Lake and Park as the city presents its 4th of July Freedom Festival. Oxford's Public Relations Director Lori Denton says it's one of the city's biggest programs all year.
We are so excited to be hosting the Freedom Festival again on the 4th of July right here at Oxford Lake. Just like we do every year, this has become such a deep tradition for people who live in this region. We of course will have the children's parade that comes down McCullers Lane starting first things on the 4th of July morning around 8 o'clock.
Denton says the festival will feature a petting zoo, carnival games, a pet show, plenty of food and beverages, and of course the big fireworks show over the lake beginning at 9 p.m. Drones and personal fireworks are prohibited, so leave the pyrotechnics to the pros.
Other area communities are planning their own big fireworks shows as well on Tuesday night, including Heflin and Piedmont. Those fireworks displays will start just after dark in each location.
When we return, we'll pass along some safety tips to make your holiday driving a little smoother.
Well, my name's Mike Craven, and we recently purchased an open carport, metal carport from Waldrop Manufacturing. I have an extra car. We have a very small home, very small driveway, and I needed somewhere just to park another vehicle, just out of the weather. And I had been told by 2 or 3 friends that knew we had recently remodeled a home that Waldrops were the people that you need to go talk to. I was in that area one day and I thought, hey, I'll just stop in, and I did without calling, and greeted warmly, well taken care of. It was just, really the whole process was just good from day one.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wedowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Alabama state troopers expect a lot of traffic on the state's roads and highways over the next few days, but at least one major cause of delays shouldn't be a big problem. The Alabama Department of Transportation says it won't have any workers on the roadways for the next few days, so construction delays can be kept to a minimum. State Trooper Justin O'Neill says that should provide some relief for motorists who are going to be facing heavier than normal traffic for the holidays. He has this advice on how to avoid some of the other problems that can turn family trips into a hassle.
Of course, everybody wants to get out there and have a good time, and alcohol is always one of the biggest contributors to our crashes that we have out here, and that's why we always ask that everybody that is going to participate in the festivities, make sure you have a designated driver to get you to and from your location. Like I said, obey all traffic laws, drive a safe, responsible speed, buckle up, and make sure everybody in your vehicle's buckled up. Make sure your car is in good condition to travel. If you are traveling to and from the lake or the beach, make sure that your battery's good, your tires are good, everything on your vehicle is in good, properly working order.
So, Katie, you planning on any long trips over this holiday weekend?
No, we're not making any trips except to the lake to do a little fishing and then maybe to the pool for relaxation.
Just make sure you have that fishing license, and if you're driving the boat, make sure you have a boating license. We learned that this week.
That's
so
exactly right.
I wonder what other lessons we can learn from John Holder, who's been keeping an eye on the weather.
Good question.
John joins us in the Weather Center, and what are we looking at for the holiday?
Mike and Katie, the 4th of July is going to feature increasing rain chances and decreasing temperatures. We'll have the complete forecast for all of East Alabama for the 4th of July coming up next.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Well, temperatures across East Alabama continue to be on the decrease from what we had over the weekend, but it's still hot, folks. 93 for the high today on this day before the 4th of July. That's still above average. Those nighttime lows still very warm. We're still increasing those into the low 70s. Record high temperature, not too bad, 100 degrees, and the record low at 58. We still are now losing a couple of minutes of daylight each day. The sunrise now at just 5:38 tomorrow morning. The sun setting tonight at 7:57 as the days continue to be just a little bit shorter as we move through the rest of summertime. Weather on your street. A few evening storms possible. That's another thing that we've been talking about. Not only a decrease in temperatures, but an increase in rain chances for this week. 72 for the low tonight out on County Line Road down in South Oxford. If you're out in the country out there tonight, should be a nice evening. You might dodge a storm down in Oxford along the Calhoun-Talladega County line. Coming up tomorrow, your 4th of July forecast. Lower temps out on Freedom Way. That's out in White Plains. That is in a great neighborhood out there. There's not much shade in that neighborhood out there on Freedom Way in White Plains out in Mountain View subdivision. But lower temperatures than what we had. Instead of being close to 100, we'll be at 91 tomorrow. Along with the lower temperatures, we're going to feature a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity. The chance of rain tomorrow is about 60%. So again, not an all-day washout, but if you're grilling out on Freedom Way in White Plains or anywhere in Calhoun and Cleburne counties, just be prepared to maybe go inside. Storms at this time of year have a lot of lightning. And for the rest of the week, temperatures continue trending downward. Out on Post Oak Road in Alexandria, going to be around 90 degrees for the rest of the week. We might even see some upper 80s out in the Alexandria Valley before the week is done out on Post Oak Road. The 7-day forecast taking us through the rest of the week and into the weekend. We'll continue to see the downward trend of the temperatures. The nighttime low is still going to stay pretty steady. We're still in the low 70s, 70 to 73 degrees. No real change there. But the big story is the temperatures coming down to where they should be for this time of year, 90, 91 degrees, and some pretty healthy rain chances every day. Tomorrow for the 4th of July, Wednesday, Thursday, still better than a 50-50 chance of showers and thunderstorms. We'll back off on those rain chances a little bit for the back half of the work week and the weekend, but just about every day we're really settling into that typical Alabama summertime weather pattern where every day we'll have about a 30 or 40% chance of a shower or thunderstorm, highs in the low 90s, nighttime lows in the low 70s. But we still have heat. And even though it's 90 or 91 degrees, that is still plenty dangerous if you have someone or a pet or something locked in a vehicle. So this is our theme throughout the whole rest of the summer. Look before you lock. 38 kids last year died being left in unattended vehicles. Of those, 88% were ages 5 and under. And here's the real tragic part. 54% of those, more than half of those that are left in cars, those hot cars and dying of the heat, they were forgotten by a caregiver. So even with 90-degree temperatures, it doesn't have to be 99 or 100 degrees. We can be even in the 70s and 80s. And if a child stays locked in a car like that with all the windows up and the doors open and things like that, that can be fatal. And 100% of these deaths can be avoided. Every one of those. Just make sure you look before you lock. That's our hot cars and children's safety tip for the rest of the summertime. Coming up next in sports, Chase Robinson going to talk some Sachs High School football. Chase?
Thanks, John. As we start the month of July, we are now a little less than 8 weeks away from kicking off the high school football season for 2023. We have several local teams that are preparing for the season with a new head coach. One of those is the Sachs Wildcats. Alfonso Freeney takes over the program as longtime head coach Jonathan Miller left the Wildcats for the Piedmont job. Freeney is a former running back at Jacksonville State and was the head coach at Pasco High School in Florida. Coach Freeney was glad to have a chance to see his team in a 7-on-7 as he looks to fill some position holes on the Wildcats team.
I'll tell you, there's one right now I'm real pleased with, and that's Christian Smith. You know, he didn't play ball last year, and I got him to come out this year. He's a basketball guy, and man, he's making plays out here. You know, we play Oxford and Austin, and man, he's going up over, you know, D1 talent corners and making plays over them. So real bright spot. You know, I got 2 young quarterbacks, and they're staying in there, and as the days gone on, they just gotten better and better. So we're getting exactly out of it what we wanted to get out of it.
Sachs plays in Class 3A, and with the Wildcats competing in the Black Creek Parkway 7-on-7 at Gadsden City, they were the smallest size school in the field. But for Coach Freeney, he wanted to see that bigger competition.
You know, we know we're coming out here, and it's a reason I got in this 7-on-7. I looked at the teams that was in it, and, you know, it's all bigger schools. And for my guys, we got a lot of guys that's going to have to play both ways, so they got to get conditioned. I also want them to play against the talent out here, you know, so whenever we get in the playoffs, because at the end of the day, I tell them we're working for a blue map, you know, so we come out here, we work, and, you know, we're competing, and the score's not ending up how we want it to be, but I tell you, I'm excited about how my kids are competing against the bigger schools and things like that.
Sachs will begin the season week 0, August 25th, for a Calhoun County matchup on the road at Ohatchee. As of Saturday, July 1st, Jacksonville State is now a part of Conference USA. This is a monumental move for the Gamecocks, as it means that the football program is now competing at the Division I level. Here are the teams that Jack State will compete against. They'll be joined by FIU, Liberty, Louisiana Tech, Middle Tennessee, New Mexico State, Sam Houston, UTEP, and Western Kentucky. That's it for sports. Let's head back over to Katie and Mike.
Thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News.
We're here online every weekday evening starting around 6:30 on either Facebook or YouTube. Just log in on our video feed and watch the news whenever it's convenient for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to leave us a comment while you're there.
And we'd like to thank the good folks here at Parker Memorial for allowing us to use their facilities to produce local news content for you. Have a happy and safe 4th of July, and we'll see you back here Wednesday for your news on your schedule.